Recording has started. Hello, people. I got a bit of a show for you. I'm gonna show you how to, best, uh, what silkscreamer armor. Right, all this particular silkscreamer has allowed you to eat it in exchange for delicious candy. It has great darkness resistance. And you can feed it candy to deal greater damage with your weapon and spell attacks. I know nothing about something like that. I'm gonna guess have to power it up so that I could feed it candy, and well, it sort of works very similarly to things like the hydromancer blood mage almost, and with those almost, with the hydromancer blood mage almost, you don't have to feed it candy, you have to feed it a bit of your health each turn. But feeding it candy is far harder to get unless you have things like a mogloween painting which you can buy. Figuring out exactly what it does, trick or treat. A laser barrage of candy for darkness damage, potentially adding your own candy for more damage. I guess I'm going to have to see what this is about. Hello?
It's 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 about when I come over to your place. Joe,
Yeah?
I got like a box of hamburgers. Do you feel like having hamburgers when I go over to your place?
Sure.
Okay, I'll bring like half the box, and the other half I'll just like defrost so I can like have them like tomorrow or something.
Right.
So I think two of them for each of us should probably actually do.
Right.
All right. I should probably head over there at like probably 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit earlier.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
I'll see you in like a little under an hour. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. My tail aqua, whack, cabra, a horrifying creature that strikes fear to your enemy self stands beside you in battle. Pets, shields, weapons, I already know what that does. Skills, does something interesting. What does its normal attack look like? I wonder. Interesting, it's not telling me. It says it's both in darkness and fire resistant, but mostly darkness resistant. Thought so. Now let's experiment and let's try out its regular attack. Not as much damage as before. I didn't have enough Z tokens at that time to buy both the pet version of this and I guess the spell version of this, so I only have 2 working pieces of the set. The pet, if you Want me to summon that for you? Pet. This goes really good with the terror set. No, the pet that you were able to buy from the silkscreamer, this is not it. I'm gonna pull, but it's a good pet, I suppose, that is closely related to this pet. Has no synergy, I suppose, what I'm looking at with, Criminal. This was interesting. I'm gonna look for the silkscreamer pet. Hoping that I bought it. There was no pet version. The spell version of this pet. I thought I bought it. Call silkscreamer. Let's try out call silkscreamer. Call silkscreamer might have some good synergy between my werepyre and my. Let's look at spells. I've never tried this thing out, so I don't know what it even does. Will now entangle your foe with its webs, or will now leave your foe haunted and dealing decreased damage. This goes good with my werepyre armor, like I'll show you. Let's power up the silkscreamer armor, well, the werepyre pet some, and then we'll show you them using terror. I'm going to show you what terror does. It reduces ability to act, reduces effectiveness to 64.3% until a save is made. While haunted and dealing decreased damage. That has really good synergy with the werepyre skills terror, like what I'm demonstrating. The silkscreamer armor just doesn't have the best synergy with this pet and the werepyre for some reason, but this pet has fantastic synergy with the werepyre for some reason, and its no ability. It goes good with one another like peas in a pod. Now a demonstration. Okay, choked. Reduced ability to act reduces effectiveness to X.04 X0.496. That hardly does anything. Has good synergy with panic though. Panic, the reduced ability to act reduces effectiveness to 64.3% until a save is made. Has some good synergy to the werepyre highway skills snow ability, but the werepyre's ability of snow does a much better job than what this pet is doing. I would see if entangling the foe does even more damage. As you can see, next turn it's going to be gone, choked abilities, but panicked is going to remain on the opponent and for 3 or 5 different turns until a save is made, but choked isn't nearly half as effective. My review on it so far. I'm not doing a lot of damage. Not doing that good a job for what it does. It's panicked is now at a reduced ability to act, reduces effectiveness to 0% until a save is made. What that means in plain English is that it does the same thing as choked, only a lot better. They both do the exact same thing to my knowledge. But panicked says until a save is made, which makes it a lot more effective than what this summon pet or guest can do, related to the silkscreamer. And as you can see, if I attack him and he attacks me, he's going to do 0% damage to me, which means he wasted a turn the same way as if he was stunned. And I no longer even need to use terror anymore. 3 turns and he's the same thing as stunned for 3 or 5 different turns for using very little SP to stun him for 3 or 5 different turns in a row. I'm going to now experiment by changing the pet, to entangle my foe with its webs. You see how effective that is. Goes better. This skill goes better with my werepyre armor entangling, reducing its dexterity, than choking my opponent. Let's see. Entangled, now that's a full battle skill to have for this pet. Working with my werepyre. Entangled, minus 90 dexterity. Tied down, stuck or otherwise incapacitated. Reduced mobility, reduced dex until a save to break free. Until a save is made. Now that is how you best use this pet, my opinion. This is a pretty good skill, it looks like. This is how I should be using this pet because it looks a lot better than the North Kitten does. I'm now going to experiment one more time by adding my own candy to the max. This is very effective on against group bosses situationally. I really love the entangled ability. Has really good synergy with werepyre. Now I'm going to experiment a little bit further by adding my own candy to the max. There should be enough candy to experiment and see how it works. I think I have enough candy to experiment with this new armor and make a review on it. Does increased damage if I add candy, which if I have things like, I'm going to add Chieftain's Iron Thorn to the mix. You already know what silkscreamer does, so let's switch to normal and let's see what it does. Let's do an experiment, I suppose. Just how powerful can this thing get? Okay, let's see how much damage I can do against this monster with everything amped up. A nice barrage of candy for darkness damage, potentially adding your own candy for more damage. Let's try that out, I suppose. This is, wow. Holy shit. This is one of my newest, most favoritist almost. And does it, well, there you have it. This is my, uh, if you're using pets like Dunamis or Puella and either a melee or a magic weapon, my review is that it has good uh, synergy with spell booster or melee damage boosting pets or guests like the Dunamis or the Puellas definitely. You saw how much damage it did. And in 3 turns, I was able to win. It has really good synergy with spell boosting or melee damage boosting pets and ghasts. And that's my review. I really like this armor, and it's a free version of things like the Hydromantial Blood Mage, like I said, and Blood Circle armors. That's how well I like it. It's almost up there with the werepyre armors. I really like it, and that's my short review on it. Bye.